John O'Shea, Friday afternoon. Welcome to the Matias Group office. Great
Thank
to have you along.
Beautiful offices, fantastic.
What do you think to the art piece?
I think it's nice. I like it. I like it.
I'm very creative.
It's a staff rendition.
The
I hear.
staff are very good. The team are very creative.
Good team bonding. I like it.
Absolutely. John is here from Helio Lending. John is a good part of my network that I just love learning from. I know him in my mind as the crypto guy because every time we speak about things, he just opens the doors on this whole cryptocurrency world. All the misconceptions you just seem to know about. You're obviously building a business behind it, but I thought we'd just introduce you to my network because so many people talk about crypto and they don't really know what it is. I don't know really what it is. It became popular for a little while, and as soon as it was popular, everyone thought, oh yeah, I'm going to make $1 million, I'm going to put it all in Bitcoin. And it went up and then it dropped, and it's like a burning flame, seems to have disappeared. Apart from you. You're still in my ear floating around, and you're doing the rounds around the world, and disappeared out of Australian media, I mean.
Yeah,
and
the media.
I'd love to know a little bit more about it. What's...
So let's demystify it.
Yes, please.
And so it was originally a concept, like the internet was built to stop war, and so you could break down computers and split all data and send it. So crypto is pretty much the same. So what it does is it breaks down all the banks and intermediaries. So no longer do you need a bank or a government to be controlling your asset transfer. So the crypto is purely safe, very, very safe, but I can transfer it internationally with no bank fees, with no intermediary, and I know that that data is being sent to this person and it's secured. So it was a way of decentralizing the money markets that we currently know.
Yeah.
So if we then look at the money markets in history, so a long time ago you traded in fur and pelts and fire and warmth, and then it went to gold, and then it went to currency and silver. So this is now another generation. So we have CFDs, foreign exchange, all these things are layers, lending on property, lending on cars, all this stuff is evolved.
Yeah.
So crypto now is another currency.
Okay, so in Australia we've got sort of our heads in the sand to a point, because in other areas of the world that you visit, you're able to, let's just use Bitcoin as an example, you're allowed to pay for things with Bitcoin. It's really easy. You can go to your shops, buy some milk, pay with Bitcoin. It's just, it is that sort of simple.
Yeah.
Whereas in Australia, I dare say 9 out of 10 people might have some cryptocurrency in a locker somewhere on the phone, and they have no clue how to get it out. It's in there, they've got some money in there, they've got some credit, but they don't know what to do with it.
And look, there's a whole lot of different client bases. There's the client that's buying to hold, there's the client that's the trader and the speculative, and there's the people that have bought into it because of the media frenzy. But you've got to also understand that this is a very, very early stage adopter to a financial service. So we're talking about if you're on the internet, back when we dial-up, and it used to dial up, and it used to then, right? That doesn't happen anymore.
Yes.
So that's where this currency is today. So it's still like the old miners walking across the Great Divide with their wheelbarrows. So it will expand, and it's expanding rapidly. So even though Australia is a massive adopter, and we own around about 5% of the global market of $630 billion, so it is massive, and the volumes trading every hour is $11 million an hour. So it's growing. It's growing. Yeah, it's a massive market. So the fact is, but it's so early. And so if we forget about the media and we go to the large players, the people that are actually really adopting it, Australia Post have 7 full-time staff. All of the 4 banks have actually got a whole team that they're all working together on their own crypto. Just this morning, JP Morgan have come out with their own securitized token, okay, therefore that will peg to the US dollar. And they've done it because all their clients want to internationally trade. So they're saying, well, as a bank, if we don't play in this space, then they're going to go somewhere else, because I can then buy sheep and move them all around the world and not have any bank fees. So cars, everything we deal with and everything that we do will eventually be traded with crypto. It doesn't matter if it's Bitcoin, whether it's, that's irrelevant, because Google didn't exist when we had dial-up, right? Either did Uber. And so they will eventually come out, and that's where we're going to be. And so everything is going to be built on blockchain. Everything you do to the future will be on blockchain.
So I love this. I feel like this is the first step, the first of a whole series. I'm going to get you in here explaining all sorts, not just to everyone, but to me more importantly. Question for you then. So, a direct. Where do you see? Let's say we're in finance. If someone buys a nice Porsche, they come to me and say, "Luke, can you finance it? It's $300,000." Right. I might go to a Westpac, NAB, whoever it might be, and I say, "Okay, here's the money, Porsche.
Yeah.
John, you pay this money off over the next 5 years."
Right.
How do you see what's going to change here? Because the bank's obviously going to be threatened by this.
Well, the bank's already threatened. That's why the banks closed you down for not being able to do banking with them, no credit cards, nothing to do with crypto. And that's all changing. So you will be able to walk into any car yard, do any business and pay for any goods with a card. And inside the card will just basically have another chip. And that chip will then be your crypto wallet. And it will deduct it directly out of the wallet. And so the end user we will have no different experience than going to an ATM. And the car yard that you're buying the car off has just made a profit because he hasn't had any fees. So the banks haven't hit him, there's no international fees, transfer fees, all of those fees all disappear. And it's 100% safe.
Well, let me tell you, I'm excited about this stuff. And John, obviously, you're around for the long term, and I love hearing more.
Yeah, we're very early. Very early.
And I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Yeah. Thank you so much for our
good
very first piece of content.
Yeah,
John from Helio Lending, sensational.